think it's been kind of what I expected. You know, I think everything changes when the games start, because I think you then enter into another period where you have to learn how to compete when the lights are on. Different practice. So.
Coach, the reason I'm here is because I wrote a book about the Dixie Classic tournament, and there's such rich history in the NC State basketball program. And you run into a lot of old-timers who, are talking to you about returning to that glory, and what have you learned, about that history and those that have come before you in the time you've been around?
Well, I've studied that too, the Dixie Classic, and that was a great thing. It was unbelievable at that time period. Wake and Carolina State. This job reminds me, in some ways, not overall, but in some ways, very similar to when I went to UCLA, and I was the assistant then to Jim Herrick. But UCLA had been in a period where they'd only been in the NCAA tournament twice in 7 years. The fans were down on the program. The kids in the area didn't want to go to UCLA. It wasn't very fashionable for them to choose UCLA. So we had to change that. Then on top of that, you had this fan base that loved their team, that had won national championships. They're basketball passionate people. NC State to me is very similar. You've got a fan base that knows we've been in 3 Final Fours, 2 national championships. But we finished 10th or below for 5 straight years. We've been in 5 NCAA tournaments in 20 years. 20. You take a 17-year-old kid, a 16-year-old kid, they look at us as, we're not really that, fashionable, not really cool. I didn't even want to put you on my list sometimes, because it's not that good a thing. So we got to change all that. We've got to be able to sell to our fans, our recruits, what we think we can become. We're kind of selling the future. Hey, here's what we want to become, and our fans that love our program, they deserve that. I mean, they've been there before. I had 55 former players at my house one night dinner, and it was fun to listen to the stories and the older guys talk about their teams, and Everett Case and Les Robinson was there at the dinner. But there's a lot of strong, passionate basketball fans that we have at NC State. So that's been fun for me.
You've had some time to scout your own team. What have you figured out that you like, and when you get to the dislike?
Well, there's some potential things I like. If Lorenzo can really learn that position, with he and Scott Wood, I think you've got a backcourt that can become good. They're not there now, but I like our potential there. C.J. Williams is a guy for me that he's a guy that I'm banking on is going to have a breakout year. For us to be good, he needs to play well. He made 6 three-point baskets the entire season last year. Averaged 4 points a game. I think he could be a double-digit scorer for us. And then around the basket, it's going to be interesting. Thomas, he's going to force his way in there somehow. Calvin has to get better. Richard has to be better. What's Jordan Vandenberg's role? Can we get something out of him at 7 foot? So we just have so many questions for me.
Kyle lost all that weight. What did him being slimmer, has that allowed him to do some things more?
Well, I think Richard's quicker.
Right.
His agility is better. I think his stamina will be better. I think he'll be able to sustain a higher effort for a longer period. So I think now that he has the weight off, now he has to learn how to really push himself every day in every drill so that he can begin to lengthen, how long he can really go before he hits the wall. I can't hardly imagine him going through our practices right now if he was 25 pounds heavier. I don't know that he'd make it. And so we just have to keep pushing him and coaching him every day to try to reach a new level. That's what we're doing with him.
Mark,